Randy Rainbow entered the stage of Kelly Clarkson's show with his signature flamboyant energy and colorful wit, but the atmosphere quickly shifted from playful banter to a tension-filled showdown that no one in the audience expected. Kelly began the conversation by complimenting his humor and creativity, asking how he found inspiration for his musical parodies, yet Randy seemed determined to steer the exchange into more serious territory. He spoke about his challenges with critics and the pressure to remain relevant in an industry that sometimes dismissed satire as disposable art. Kelly smiled and tried to reassure him, but Randy pressed further, suggesting that mainstream hosts often pretended to embrace bold comedy while actually wanting performers to stay within safe lines. The crowd murmured as his words cut sharper than anticipated. Kelly tilted her head and responded with a mixture of warmth and firmness, explaining that she supported artistry but also carried the responsibility of respecting diverse audiences. Randy leaned forward, narrowing his eyes, declaring that sugarcoating and caution could water down the truth of comedy, and if a host invited him, they should be prepared for unfiltered commentary. Kelly laughed nervously, attempting to diffuse the moment with charm, but Randy raised his voice, accusing talk shows of using him for viral laughs without honoring his message. Suddenly, the laughter from the audience faded, replaced by uncomfortable silence. Kelly remained calm, but her tone hardened as she reminded him that her show celebrated joy and connection, not personal attacks or grandstanding. Randy crossed his arms, visibly bristling, and the tension between them became unmistakable. A playful interview had transformed into a battlefield of pride and principle. As the cameras continued to roll, Kelly attempted to redirect the conversation, asking Randy to share a lighthearted story about his upbringing or his first taste of the spotlight, but Randy resisted, returning again to the theme of censorship and the hypocrisy of mainstream television. He gestured broadly, his words flowing with passionate defiance, telling the audience that artists like him were often invited to the table only to be silenced when their candor made others uncomfortable. Kelly listened carefully, her smile thinner now, her eyes sharper. She calmly told him that honesty and kindness were not enemies but companions, and that comedy could illuminate truth without tearing down the people who offered him a platform. Randy scoffed and shook his head, declaring that too many hosts and networks wanted safe, sanitized entertainment while pretending to applaud bravery. The audience shifted uneasily, sensing the storm thickening. Kelly leaned toward him, speaking with an edge of authority, reminding him that respect was a two-way street and that while she valued his voice, she would not allow her stage to be used for attacks disguised as truth. Randy tapped his fingers on the chair, growing restless, then rose slightly as if ready to leave. Kelly quickly added that walking away might send the message that he preferred confrontation over dialogue, but Randy shot back that sometimes walking away was the only way to prove a point. The air thickened with tension as Randy stood fully now, his vibrant outfit catching the stage lights in a dazzling contrast to the storm of emotions brewing. The audience gasped. Kelly remained seated, her posture strong, her tone steady. She said that her show was built on celebrating people and their stories, and that disagreement was welcome but disrespect was not. Randy replied with a sharp laugh, telling her that boundaries could be convenient shields for avoiding hard truths. His words hung heavy as he turned toward the wings, the crew unsure whether to intervene. Kelly called after him, her voice firm but still gentle, reminding him that dialogue mattered more than drama. Yet Randy kept moving, each step echoing in the stunned silence. Finally he reached the edge of the set where the curtains waited. He paused only long enough to look back at the crowd, his face a mix of pride and anger, before vanishing backstage. The cameras caught Kelly taking a deep breath, her smile returning with effort as she addressed the viewers, saying that sometimes conversations went differently than planned, but the show would always move forward. The audience applauded hesitantly, the moment already destined to become a headline. Randy Rainbow walks off Kelly Clarkson's show after heated confrontation, a clash of humor, pride and perspective that would be remembered long after the cameras stopped rolling.